Okay. So it says a study of weights of brains of Swedish men found that the weight X was a random variable with mean of 1,400 grams and a standard deviation of 20. Find the numbers A and B such that Y equals A plus BX has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. So what we're going to do is, to find the mean, we know that we can just plug the mean in, right? We can plug the 1,400 in and find the mean. But if we do that, I don't know B and I don't know A. So, and I got to find standard deviation. So we learned that to find the variance, we would take B squared, multiply it by the variance of X. We learned that yesterday or the day before. That is on our notes, okay? So I don't know the variance of Y yet. That's what I'm looking for. But I do, and no, that's not true. I do know my variance of Y, and I know my variance of X. I don't know B. It says that I want my standard deviation of Y to be 1. Well, what is 1 squared? So I'm going to put 1 here. And if you need to, we can put squared equals, well, I don't know B squared. But this says the variance of X. Well, X is, the standard deviation is 20 grams. So what would the variance be? 400. Now, divide by 400, correct? So 1 over 400 equals B squared. Well, I don't want B squared. I don't need B squared. What do I need? I need B. So how do you get rid of something that's been squared? Take the square root of both sides. Well, the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 400 is 20 equals B. Now, you can either use it as 120. I just did 120, and then you can change it to a decimal, right? And so 1/20 1 divided by 20 is 0.05. Okay, now I know my B, I know a Y, and I know an X. So now I'm going to use it. So I'm going to put it in here. And now let's fill in what we know. Y is the mean, and what do they want the mean to be? So I'm going to replace Y with 0. Do I know A? I don't know A, but I do know B. I just found B. Now I'm going to tell you for this part, I think I used 1 over 20 because I could do that. I could do that without a calculator, but it's up to you. But when I write my final answer, I use the decimal. And then my X was, so here's my B, which I just found, and then my mean was 1,400. Well, 1/20 of 1,400 is, it is 70. Subtract 70. Negative 70 equals A. And then it says find the numbers A and B. I found A and B. And then let's write the equation. So the equation would be Y equals negative 70 plus 0.05 X.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
In the left-hand equation, where did the 400 come from?
Because 20 squared is 400.
Oh, square. Okay.
Because that's the variance. Our standard deviation was 20, so our variance was 400.
Okay.
Okay, there any questions about that one? Okay, so now I want you guys to see if you can, I want to see if you guys can do 19. I know there weren't 19 problems, but I took this off something, so now let's see if you guys can do this. So let's see if you guys can do A and B right now, okay? When you see mu of x, that is the expected value. So remember, expected value mean. Okay, so when we go to write this, you're going to write mu of x equals, especially if it's a free response problem, you guys, you need to show all your work. And then what did you get? What? So you got 7/2, 3 point. Okay. So now it doesn't say find the standard deviation, it says find the variance. So that's really important. Okay, so here we go. So to do this, we are going to do 1 minus 3.5 squared times 1/4 plus 3 minus 3.5 squared times 1/4 plus 5 minus 3.5 squared times 1/2. And then tell me what you guys get. For your answer. What you get? 2.75. Now, remember you guys, in AP Stats, every time you do a free response question, everything builds on it, right? So, define the new variable y equals 3x plus 1. Use the properties of the mean of linear function of random variables in your results at the previous parts to find the means of y. You guys, they're never going to say that. What they're going to say is to find the new random variables y equals 3x plus 1, and they're going to say find the mean of y. So how do you find the mean of y? What do we do? Amy.
Take the mean you found in A and you plug it in.
Yep, we're going to use the mean that we found in A, and we're going to plug it into 3x plus y. God, I don't know what's going on over here. Okay, so what do we get? 11.5. Okay, let's just finish this problem out. Okay, now we're going to use the property of variances. So, what is the property of variances? How do we do that one? But now make sure you guys, they're asking you to calculate the variance and the standard deviation. So there's two answers on this one. So the first thing is the variance of y. How do we find that? Go ahead.
Is it b squared times the circle thingy of x squared?
Yep. And what is b in this problem?
3.
3 is b. And what is our standard deviation? Oh, no, not our standard deviation. It is actually our variance is. Go ahead.
2.75.
Yeah. So hold on one second. So the reason that we can use 2.75 is because we actually never took the square root of that. We actually found the variance. Okay? Because they knew this is what happens. They're going to find the variance and hoping that you know that's the variance, you're going to plug it in. So you don't have to square it again because 2.75 is the actual variance because that symbol, you guys, this symbol right here means variance. If it has a little 2 on it, it means variance. And this question is asking us not only for variance, but also standard deviation. So what is our variance if we do 3 squared times 2.75? 24.75. Isn't this fun? It's algebra, right? You guys are like, no, it's not fun. I get it. Okay, so that's our variance, okay? That is the variance. I want the standard deviation as well. So how do you find the standard deviation? Take the square root of what? Yep, take the square root of 24.75, and what do we get? 4.9749. Perfect. I wanted to take you through a problem where you had to find the mean and the variance and then use it into a new equation and then find the new standard deviation and the variance. Because I just felt like maybe we hadn't practiced that enough. Okay.